Okay, so first, before we start this video, I want to talk about what I think that a computer company should be able to charge for their computers. So I'm a firm believer in the $200 to $300 price range for just the build fee. I don't think that it costs more for them to do that because they're not just getting $300, $400 off of this. They're not buying these parts for as much as we're paying for them. They're buying these things in bulk, and they're buying them for wholesale pricing instead of retail pricing, which is what us as consumers pay for. So that $300 to $400 is more looking like, well, I guess it depends on what kind of system they're getting. But they're basically making a 50% markup, which is kind of what most retail stores do. Now, I think once you go above this, it's getting a little bit crazy unless you're offering premium features and you're actually advertising a premium product. So in that case, I think of companies like Apple, which are one of the only computer companies that I firmly believe is going to be able to actually offer a premium product with a premium price tag. And that's mainly just because you can't get a Mac anywhere else. It's exclusive to Apple, and there's no way that you can build your own. Their software is theirs. You can build a Hackintosh, but it's not going to have all the features that a normal Mac would have. So therefore, they're able to charge more. But when it comes to companies like Digital Storms, I've already made a video on these guys. They like to charge a premium for their products, even though it's not anything different than what you would buy from a company like Dell or like CyberPower, who usually stick to that $100 to $200 increase over the cost of parts. So Maingear is just one of those companies that is trying to charge that premium amount for their computers. And we're going to see if it's at all warranted. We're going to see if it's, any decent value for the consumer at all, and how egregious it may or may not be. So yeah, we'll get into the video. So before we get into the video, I just want to say, join the channel Discord if you guys have any questions about this video or just any tech questions in general. We have a lot of people in there that are looking to help and just talk tech. And again, if you just want to sit down and chat about new hardware stuff or anything else computer related, you can go and check it out. It's a great place. It's a good environment. Everybody's just kind of there to help each other out and have a good time. And I'm usually pretty active on it, so you guys can get some direct feedback from me on there if you guys want. As well, if you guys like the video or end up liking the video, you don't have to like it yet, but kind of watch the whole thing through. And if you do end up liking it, please leave a like. It really helps me out. And as well, just subscribe if you guys end up enjoying the content. I'll see you guys in the video. Now, when I'm comparing these computers to other things on the market, I'm not going to be making a PC part picker list because, as we all know, it's going to beat it out. If you're building your own PC, you're going to get a lot better value than what you're going to be able to get through buying one. So we're actually going to be comparing it to other ones on the market with similar specs, just so that we can see the kind of value proposition that we're going to be getting. So their Vive is definitely their best selling PC that they have just because it is their lowest priced one. Now, this isn't the lowest price variant that they have, and I didn't pick that one just because it's just a terrible PC for the value. It's running like a Ryzen 5 3400G on integrated graphics, so I'm not even messing with that. We're actually going to go to a decent gaming PC. So we've got the Vibe Stage 2. It's got a Ryzen 5 3600, a MSI B450 board, a NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Ti, definitely a pretty good GPU, as well as 8 gigabytes of DDR4 memory, a 500 watt PSU, and you get 200 gigabyte Seagate Barracuda SSD. And you only get 250 gigabytes in total storage. There's no hard drive that is listed, and you get Windows 10 Home. So you're definitely going to be lacking on storage. RAM could do a little bit better, but so the company that we're going to be comparing them with today is going to be iBuyPower. So iBuyPower has been pretty much a staple in the PC industry, and again, they don't offer really good value PCs. I mean, there's other companies like VRLA Tech that offer pretty good value ones, but I wanted to go with someone else mainstream, so we get actually a decent comparison so I can show you guys why these are a bit overpriced. So this is one of iBuyPower's pre-configured PCs. Now you can customize all of the PCs that you get from their site, so you can choose whatever stuff that you might want. So today we're taking a look at one of their similarly priced PCs. It comes with a pretty decent and extensive set of specs that I think kind of show how much better performance that you can get from one of their PCs compared to a Maingear PC and just other PCs in general. So for $20 less, you're going to be getting a lot better stuff. So for your case, you're going to be getting a pretty decent looking case. This is what it looks like. It's got a little RGB strip down here. Now you're not going to be getting any internal case fans. Now you might get this little RGB fan back here, but I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal when it comes to performance, because there's a couple of RGB things in here. You're going to have the little strip right out here on the front, as well the little AIO cooler that they include with this, which is something that you do not have. You just have the stock fan on here. You actually get a 120 millimeter liquid cooler for your CPU, so you should be able to get some pretty decent overclocks on it with this PC. Now for the processor, we have the exact same processor as on the Vibe. As well, we have double the memory capacity as the Vibe has, and that's gonna get at to 3200 megahertz, I guess, for the free upgrade, but it comes standard with 3000 megahertz memory. Now the GPU is a little bit worse. It's just one tier down, but in terms of performance, you're not really gonna see a whole difference. And I would actually prefer this computer for myself, mostly because you're getting that extra performance with the AIO. You're getting more memory for different applications, so you can pretty much stream on this. As well, the motherboard is a lot better than what you're getting from the Vibe. The Vibe is giving you a B450M Pro. It's just an MSI generic B450 board. But you're getting a B550 board, which is a generation better than what the board that you have from the Vibe is, and you're getting some PCIe 4 compatibility stuff. So you know, if you want to get some faster drives, or you know, if you want to make sure that you are proofed enough to be able to get a next generation GPU that might saturate that bandwidth through the PCIe lanes, you know, this is probably going to be the way to go. As well, you're going to be getting a 600 watt PSU that is gold rated, and then you're going to be getting a 500 watt one from Maingear, which is not told if it's rated or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure what the rating is, but you're getting 100 more watts of a PSU as well. It's gold rated. So, you know, it's just a great PSU. Now, in terms of storage, you're getting more than double the capacity. This is a 500 gigabyte drive, and they only have a 240 gigabyte one. So the main differences here are that everything else from the OVERPRICED machine is just better, except the GPU. The GPU is the only part that is a marginal difference between that and the Vibe. You might have a couple more frames than what the Vibe is going to give you, but in terms of overall experience and overall usability, I think that the one from OVERPRICED is definitely going to be the best one to go for. So we've already kind of thrown out Maingear's value proposition, because this is kind of like what all of their PCs do. It's not great. You can compare them to other companies and get better value from those other companies, and you know, it's just not great. So what is their redeemable factor? Well, I guess the only factor that can allow them to charge as much as they do is going to be customability and aesthetics. So I guess if you're someone who likes to make sure that all your stuff looks completely custom, you want to have a custom water cooling loop, you want to have maybe like a custom paint job, you can get all that kind of stuff. You can get an automotive paint job for the price of a pretty decent PC. As well, you can get custom artwork on it for, you know, the price of a pretty decent graphics card, or you can get a custom water cooling loop for, I guess it's not available in this particular PC, but if you do get a case that allows for water cooling, it's going to cost you, you know, as much as another PC. So I don't think that those are necessarily redeemable factors, but I think that they are factors that some people might like about it. And I'm not a huge fan of these just kind of companies who just focus on the aesthetics more than anything else. I mean, their components aren't the best, again, compared to other companies on the line. I'm not even doing a PC part picker list, which is definitely going to blow anything that they have out of the water. You know, comparing it to a company that charges upwards of $200, $300 like OVERPRICED for their computers, these guys are just charging way too much for how much of the components they have, and that they're not even doing anything special with it. They just have a generic case with basically just fans installed, put in a motherboard, you know, kept the stock cooler with it, kept everything basically the same, and did nothing that really warrants the ability to have it to cost more than someone like iBuyPower. Now, I think that this is sort of a dangerous trend. We've been seeing more and more companies kind of start to do this. They want to charge a premium for their products, and I dislike that sentiment so much, which is why I think other companies that come and say, hey, that's not cool, we're going to kind of take the market that you guys are neglecting, which is going to be that $600 to $700 price range, and companies like Light Tech and VRLA Tech and a bunch of other pop-up companies have been trying to swoop up that market as much as possible. I mean, I can understand maybe why you would want to buy one of their computers if you want that custom paint job. I guess there's not a whole lot of companies that do that for you, but it's a lot of money for a custom paint job. But, you know, if you're in a Micro Center, I know these guys carry it. I've got a Micro Center in my area. I don't know why you would want to buy one of these other than the power spec systems that Micro Center makes themselves. Those ones are literally like $100 more than what it would cost to take all the parts and put them together, which is a really good deal. I mean, $100 just on top of the build fee. I mean, it takes them probably about an hour or two to put the whole thing together, and then, you know, all that other stuff. So I think that if you're shopping at Micro Center, definitely get one of the power spec systems. Don't get one of the Maingear ones. And I mean, this is kind of the same deal with all of their stuff, even their laptops. They charge premium for it, even though that the system doesn't really warrant it. So that's my fairly quick assessment of Maingear. Just not really something that I find a whole lot of interest in. You know, I just think it's overpriced, and they don't offer anything for that extra price. It's just a normal PC company who likes to charge more for their parts than what other companies feel comfortable doing. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys liked it, please leave it a like, subscribe if you guys want to see more content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.